I'm going to record. So we are not having our regular Fit Family workout because we're going to all get into this tomorrow with the workout program that you're committing to, where you're going through and what you're going through and all those good things. So the first thing that I want you guys to notice is that I just did a post, and I'll show you what the picture looks like. So the picture looks like this, and I want you guys to go find that post. So in that post, I want you guys to go, and if you haven't done it, make sure this is your only thing that you do for today. You take your measurements, remeasure, reweigh in, and retake your pictures. What I love about pictures, and I know what it feels like to not want to take those pictures when you first start out in your journey. It's kind of cool. Let me just hear me out on this. It's the thoughts that come in when you take that picture that we really have to work on. So if we are not being kind to ourselves, then we need to relearn to be kind to ourselves, right? So if we post that picture and we're like, oh, I'm not posting that picture. Well, why aren't we posting that picture? What is it? Because it's 5 layers deeper. And I want you to think about that. And the way to empower yourself to change how you view yourself is to do something really super uncomfortable. And then the really cool thing about taking that picture, you guys, is that you get to watch yourself change. You get to watch yourself morph into this amazing flower that you already are. But what's even cooler is the subtle little changes that you may not see, but somebody else in this group is going to see, and we're going to point that out, and you're going to be like, it's working, okay? These pictures, they speak 1,000 words. They speak a lot of heart. Your inches, your measurements, they matter. They matter. So I want you guys to make sure by the end of tonight that you go in here and you have taken those pictures with your measurements. Now, I want you guys to make sure that when you do this, you have actually written down your measurements. So for example, there's my picture right there. And then I just took a screenshot and I wrote down all of my measurements. I've been doing these measurements since October 23rd, 2015. And what's really cool is to watch your numbers move up and down. And I say up and down because you get to learn a lot about yourself, okay? So let's keep going here. So I also sent you guys a couple of emails, and I'm so sorry because I'm not that tech savvy, but I'm trying my hardest. So our group is going to run a little differently starting tomorrow. Okay, so you can we're doing a point system, okay? So that point system, I sent an email out to you. You have that point system in that email that I sent you, probably in the last one that I just gave you, okay? So every morning, we're gonna have the same morning post picture, okay? And I'm gonna show you what that morning post picture is going to look like. And every morning, you are going to do, let me go find this real quick, hold on. We want you to really set one goal and one intention of the day. I think sometimes when we kind of go overload and we go, I really just need to lose 50 pounds or whatever, it's one small goal at a time, okay? And sometimes your goal very well may not be like a scale victory. It might just be like, today my goal is to stay consistent on my containers. Today my goal is to see the negatives and turn them into the positives, because all of those little dips, they matter so much. They matter so much, okay? So every morning you are going to see this picture, okay? It's an image of dogwood flowers, okay? This is going to be the morning post every single morning, okay? And in this post, we're going to ask you to set one goal and one intention of the day. And then we are going to ask you to rate your morning. There's 3 specific questions that we're going to ask you, and they're the same ones. We're going to ask you the same questions for 30 days, okay? So in that morning post, you're going to set one goal, one intention of the day, and you are going to comment that in the comment below. So What we want to also do is try to stay really organized. So the pictures, and it's kind of hard to like comment on people when they're all over the place. So if we can all make sure that in each picture under the comments, that's where you want to chime in every day. That way we can just see you and we can celebrate you in one neat organizational pack. Does that make sense? So this will be the morning post. And in the comments of this morning post, you're going to say what your goal is for the day, what your intention is for the day. Because you're going to take that with you all day long. And you're going to make sure that you set that goal. And at the end of the night, we're going to make sure that you made your goal. And if you didn't, that's okay too. But what I'm trying to do with you guys is to slow it down to simplicity and make you see that setting one goal and setting one intention and just working that way will get you to your goals, both mind, body, and spirit, okay? So that is post number 1, first thing in the morning, okay? So then in the afternoon, you're going to see this post every single day, okay? And it's the point system. I emailed this to all of you guys. So this is important. You want to look at this picture that you got through email. Go look at that today. You might even want to print it off, and then behind it, you can keep track of your points. We are doing a point system this round, and it's going to be the top 2 winners. We're going to use the honor system. I think you have about 450 points that you can earn each and every day. Every day you can accumulate 15 points if you choose to do so. So you're going to come over here every day and you're going to figure out which one or ones you want to do to have your accountability. Okay. So for example, 1 point is your daily workout check-in. Okay. Or another point can be a daily Shakeology check-in. So out of these 3 things to earn 1 point, if you're following me right, you pick one of those things, it'll give you 1 point. Does that make sense? So 2 points will give you pick one of those things and that will give you 2 points. And then in the 3-point column, you pick one of those 3 things and post that, right? So if you post 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day, you have a chance to earn 15 points. But a lot of people, that's a lot of work, unless you like take your pictures throughout the day and then at the end of the night you come back to this post and then in the comments below you chime in. Okay, so for me it might be like, okay, you know what, today I really need to be accountable for my workout because I just feel like I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to try and earn my 1 point. I'm going to do my daily workout check-in. And then I definitely need to make sure I eat really good at work today because I know I have a busy day. So I'm going to go for the 3 points because that's what I need for today. That's how I'm going to be mapping out mine, even though I'm not going to be winning a prize. But I want you to look at it like that. And then when you post these 2 things in the comments below, that's your points for the day. So if I were just to post those 2 pictures for my own accountability, that gave me 4 points for the day, okay? So I just want to make sure that that makes sense for you guys because we're just going to use the honor system. And if you want to go in the chats and just tell me that makes sense, that would be awesome. So this is going to be up to you to do this every single day, okay? Now, for those of you that really love to do your live check-in, I do not want to take that away from you. If that is what makes you feel accountable, then I want you to do just that. But if you want to take part of the prize at the end of 30 days, which is going to be a $50 gift card to, we have a couple of choices. One is Amazon, just some like general ones because we're all coast to coast. So we'll figure that out later. But the top 2 people who earn closest to 450 points is going to earn a $50 gift card plus a little goodie, which is going to be saved as a surprise. So there's some real good things. You can take that $50 gift card and maybe go buy, maybe you want to try the performance line. Maybe you want to get beach bars and you haven't been able to do that yet. That could be an enticing win. Maybe you can take that $50 gift card and go buy yourself a new outfit because you took this round and got your best results yet. Or maybe you want to take that $50 and go celebrate because you actually completed another program from start to finish. but it is up for the grabs for the top 2 people with the most points of the day. And believe it or not, you guys, it actually will start today because there's a bonus point. So if you want to take part in that, go look at that image and do that today. So I hope that makes sense. And then at the end of the night, we're going to do one more post. And this is just an evening check-in because I do believe that at the end of the day, you need to reflect on your day. You need to stop. You need to pause. You need to go back to that morning post and say, did I achieve my goal and my intention of the day? Did I achieve that? And if you didn't, we're not looking at it as a negative because every single thing that we see is going to be in the lens of positivity and growth for our tomorrows. So nothing really truly is a failure unless you believe that it was. And if you believe that it was and it gives you a feeling that you're not worthy, don't do that anymore. Change it. You know, there are things that are happening each and every day to every single one of us, but it's what we do with it. Doesn't mean that you're going to come out and be sunshine and rainbows, but it might just mean that you stopped and you paused and you realize, you know what? Wow, I didn't realize that when that person at work gave me that really harsh constructive criticism and I took it so like real hard criticism, it's actually a gift because I don't have to respond in defense like I did today. Thank you for teaching me that I don't have to be defensive. I'm going to practice that tomorrow. That was a gift. So you see what I'm saying? Like everything is a gift. It's how we view it. It's how we hold it. It's how we honor it. Because when you honor that, you honor yourself. All right. So that morning post, of course, I have to go back and find it again. That morning or that evening post, I should say, is going to look like this. Okay, so it's fireworks, and it just says evening reflection. So you're not going to be trying to find all these different pictures. They're going to be the same pictures every single day for the month of April. And we'll say day 1 on each of them, like day 1, day 2, day 3. So then you can try to find them. But we want you to post your accountability in the comments below of those pictures, just so we can be a little more organized, so we can shout people out. So it's going to be really up to you. We're kind of giving more of the ball in your court for your success. And I will tell you that for some reason, if there's a t-shirt involved or a prize, I'm going after it and it drives me. It drives me home. So go after this point system. Go after it each and every day and utilize it to not only win this prize, but how you did it, what you learned along the way. Because what you learn along the way is the gifts. They're really the gifts. All right, so the next thing that I want to chat with you guys about is how you are going to work your nutrition. The nutrition is really critical, okay? So there's a couple of ways. If you're doing the 21-day fix, there's a couple of ways. Now, you have to make sure that if you're doing a program, you have to go make sure you're recalculating and making sure that your containers are in line with the program that you're doing. Some of the workout programs, the containers change just a little tweak here and there. So I will tell you right now, you need to stick to one way of using the containers, one way, okay? So for me, I decided that I'm gonna do timed nutrition. Timed nutrition for me works really well. Here's the thing though too, timed nutrition also challenges me because I'm very busy at work and I used to think that I didn't have time for this, but it actually helps me channel that frustration and that anxiousness to make it happen. I've been speaking up more. I've been using my voice more because of time nutrition. I've been telling my clients I need to excuse myself because I have to go work. I have to go take a bite of food. Where before I wouldn't, and I would spend 3 hours not eating, and then I would have the dip of blood sugar and feel like I was going to pass out. So really, time nutrition gave me that gift to speak up. But then it also taught me how to look at the foods and really see what I can eat quickly, what I can't eat quickly, but I can still stay track on my goals. So here's some things that I want you guys to consider. Are you going to be doing timed nutrition? And if you're doing the 2B mindset, none of this is really going to apply to you because the 2B mindset is completely different. So that's going to be more of the visualizations of your plate. You might also be doing the foundational fix, which is just your average way of using the containers. So I want to give you guys a little couple of tips about the containers, about time nutrition, about I can't even say it, foundational fix, and what these things mean. So here's a great example, and I want to make sure you guys see this because this is really important. So you guys have your lists. You have your lists of foods, okay? And you guys all have this in your program materials, and you can print that out on your computer. So here's the list of all of our foods, okay? And you know each of these containers. So number one, here's a big one. If you are getting recipes off of Pinterest, they are not 21-day fix approved by Beachbody or Autumn or her brother Bobby, okay? So if you want accurate stuff with the sugar counts and all of those things, which I think a lot of people do, gotta get my head down here, you wanna make sure that you are only using the Fix8 cookbook, volume 1 or volume 2. If you're a discounted coach, you can actually purchase that for, I think it's like $20 per cookbook. They're phenomenal. That right there gives you 300 recipes. You will never not have something to do, all right? But then in each program of Beachbody On Demand, you're gonna have your food chart list. Print this off, put it on your refrigerator. This is a good visualization for you to have every single day. Now, here's the trick to this right here. If you stay up to the top 1/3 of the list, these are the better foods for you to eat. And then they go into a descending order. So, for example, kale is at the top of the list, and then pickles is at the bottom. Can you have kale and pickles as a green? Yes, you can. But obviously, kale has more nutrition than pickles. Does that make sense? So when you are doing your food list, try to stick more to the first 1/3 of that list because those are your better, dense, nutrient foods that are going to give you more fuel for the body and the cells and the organs for your results. Okay, that's super important to know. So always stay more towards the top. Now, does that mean don't go to the bottom of the list? No, of course you can go to the bottom of the list. But if you're not seeing any results, if you're feeling more hungry or you're noticing a dip in energy, you want to look at your list the day before and go, okay, what did I eat? How did I feel? And tracking is really cool for that because sometimes you may notice like, God, I'm so bloated, like, but I'm allowed to have cheese. I don't understand. That might be your poison and that might not be somebody else's poison, if that makes sense. So all of our bodies are completely different. We respond differently to every single thing. It's just what we do with it to see how we respond, which is really cool because then you get to discover what your body responds to, what your body doesn't respond to, what your body needs, what your body craves. And you're also working on the sugar addiction too, which is a big thing for people to like let go of. It's huge. It's everything. Also too, guys, if you have a hard time getting your veggies in, putting spinach into your Shakeology and blending it is one way to get a green in for the day. You will not notice any change in taste. It will change the color of your shake, but you got in your one veggie of the day. The other thing that I mentioned too is cauliflower. Frozen cauliflower is awesome. Here's the trick though with cauliflower. You have to make sure that you blend that really, really, really good because if you're texture sensitive, you're going to taste some of those cauliflower little bits. So I blend it really good, like a little more than I normally do. And I don't taste cauliflower. It tastes more creamier for me. And I got a veggie in my chocolate shake. So those are the two things that I like to put into my shake. to make sure I got my veggies, especially if veggies are hard for you. Put them in, blend them up, boom, you're done, right? So I think that's super important. The other things that I like to do during this time in a round is I set my cell phone reminders and I set alarms to go off every 3 hours. So what I have for me in the self-love project is I actually printed off an example of a workout block. And this is for, I'm doing 80-day obsession. So you guys have these, and if you need one, you need me to help you with this, just let me know. It's not that big of a deal. But if you're somebody who's like, I'm not really ready to do time nutrition, that just seems like another step up, which it is, I would just do foundational fix. Getting to know your containers, utilizing them every day, making them your best friends. But all of us can do the same exact thing. So what I do is I take the counts of my food, and then I will make sure that I have balanced macronutrients in every single meal. So my breakfast, I want to make sure I have a carb, a protein, and a veggie. Lunch and dinner, the same exact thing, because you want to keep your energy level up. You don't want to dip down, and you keep firing your metabolism. So you want your metabolism to fire, because if you're not, you slow down that train. So for example, one of my downfalls in the beginning was, when I started this journey, was I would never eat anything till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I survived on 2 cups of coffee. Now I didn't even realize that I was the one slowing my metabolism down, because I didn't give myself anything in the morning to fire her up. So it's kind of like, like the Titanic. Like, the people were downstairs shoveling coal in order to make the ship run, right? And then they close the dampers to slow the ship down. When we don't eat, we're closing the dampers down, and our ship will not sail properly. If you open the dampers and shove the coal in, which is our food and our fuel, the boat, your body, is going to run faster, more efficient, and it's going to get you to your destination, just like a ship. Hopefully that analogy makes a lot of sense for you. So something that I like to do is I set cell phone reminders, and they go off. And then in the reminder, I actually put in 1 red, 1 green, 1 yellow, 1 whatever it is. So then I know, okay, my alarm just went off, and I could be with a client, right? But I know that that alarm just went off. So if I'm 5 or 10 minutes behind, that was my register to be like, excuse me, I'll be right back. I just need to grab a bite to eat. People don't care. Okay, guys, don't feel like, no, well, I can't do that. You can. Go excuse yourself. Tell your whoever it is, I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back, because everybody has to pee and everybody has to eat. So start utilizing your voice and be okay. And you know what? I've even gone as far as saying, you know what, I really need to excuse myself right now. I'm in the middle of a really important program that I'm following, and this is my time to eat. So if you can just give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back with you. And then I go eat. Now you might say, okay, well, Stacey, I only have like 5 minutes, and how am I going to eat a carb? And how am I going to eat a protein? And how am I going to eat a veggie? Go look at that food list and figure out what you can do in the time that you have. For me, a great protein is cottage cheese. I can shovel that in pretty quickly if needed. I don't want to eat fast, and you shouldn't eat fast, but you got to think of your day so you can set yourself up for your success. So think about that and go to your food list, and then ask yourself, what are the things that I know that I can eat in order to get my nutrition in? The other thing too is, you might not be a person who likes to eat in the morning. I know I'm not particularly a fan of that, but that's where your Shakeology can come in. So you can drink your nutrition in the morning. Or if you're like, but I save that in the afternoon, I really love that. It's my treat for the afternoon, right? Okay, that's fine. But put something into your body. Put something in. If you can't get a protein and a veggie and a carb, but you can get, for example, we'll use the cottage cheese method. Eat that. Get something in there so the body starts to rev up. Okay, that's really important. These little things, they really, 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 really do help. So I want to make sure you understand that as well. And that's really it. The book that we're reading, you can order it off of Amazon. I think it's like $14. This is amazing. This book we are going to be reading starting tomorrow into April and through the end of April. This is a great book. I want you guys to use this as your personal development for the whole entire month. If you're a fast reader, awesome, go back and reread it because you can always learn something new. But this is such a cool book. I can't even begin to tell you what it shares with you and what it gets you super excited about and helps you change your mindset and see positivity. This is one of the best books I've ever purchased. And you know what's crazy? From challenge groups, I never was a book reader until now. And I love it because, and if I can't get this in, if you can't get this in for whatever reason and it's on Audible, buy it and listen to it. Listen to it. And anytime you have a chance, if you're in the car this month, listen to a podcast, listen to something inspirational because exercising that mental muscle really is your heaviest weight that you carry. All right. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. So we have our point system. We have our morning post. We have our evening reflection post. We're just going to ask you to rate your day. We're going to ask you, and if you want, that's where you can do a quick video and then post that in the comments below if you want to do that. But again, if you are a live person like Kelly is, and that just is something that really is sacred to you, don't stop doing it. If it's working, don't stop doing it. All right. But we're just trying to have a little more fun this month. We're trying to make it where you guys are really taking hold of your wellness. And the last thing that I want to leave you with, because we are at our half-hour mark, is why are you doing this round? What is your why? And there's John making his shake. What is your why? And I ask you to make your why 5 layers deeper than just, I want to lose 10 pounds. Because what happens is if you don't say something deeper and you just say, well, my why is I want to lose 10 pounds. That's great. But when you're at a party or you go out to dinner or you pass the drive-through and you're just not feeling it and then temptation wins, it's because your why wasn't strong enough. It wasn't strong enough to carry you through. So you need a strong why, and you really need a why that's super emotional. And I've talked about this with people, and it's really important because if your why is not 5 layers deeper than what you currently have written down, take the time today after you get your measurements and your pictures in to just dive deeper. Just dive deeper into that why because it's really important. It's really, really, really important. A lot of people skip this part and they skip personal development because we see that we don't need it, but you actually do because that's where the magic and the results happen. So that's all I got for you. Hopefully all that made sense. We're going to kick off tomorrow, but today I want you to go do your pictures and your measurements. And I want you to do your measurements and write those measurements down because we want to see everything and we want to celebrate you. So now you know how the group is going to work each and every day starting tomorrow. On Sundays, we are still going to have our Fit Family workout at 11 o'clock. So if that's your rest day or you want to get a bonus in, join me. I will be in there with you. I'm super excited about that. The other thing that I want to announce in here is that starting next Saturday at 11 o'clock, I'm going to do a once a month live Q&A. So I will tell you what day it is. I'll give you like a week's notice and then I will jump in here and it'll be once a month. And if you need to jump in for questions, concerns, connection, this is something, just another tool and another resource that you get to have so you can feel the team and hear everybody and you're not alone. Like you're just not alone. So I'm doing it on the days that I am off of work. So I'm looking at my calendar right now. And next Saturday is the 30th. The 30th. So this is going to count for the month of March. So next Saturday at 11 o'clock, you can join me in here and it's just going to be a quick live 30-minute Q&A. So we can kind of reflect and just kind of move forward. And then for the month of April, it will be on, let's see here. It'll be on the 27th of April. So we'll gear them towards more the end of each month. So I think that's going to be another helpful, resourceful tool. All right, guys, if you don't have any questions, if you guys want to write questions in the chat, I'll open it up just for a few seconds. But if you don't have any questions, we are good to go. Does everything make sense? Does everything sound okay? Is there anything that you guys need to add or ask at this time?
No, but I just love you.
Oh, I love you too, girl. How are you?
I'm better today, thankfully.
Good. You know, it's what we do with those plot twists and how we empower ourselves with the plot twist, because we're just going to have them. They're part of our lives. It's how we hold them and how we navigate through them and how we see where the gift was with it. And that's a hard muscle to exercise, but you'll learn a whole hell of a lot more from those things than the easy ride. That's for sure.
Exactly.
That is for sure. So I want you guys to empower yourselves. I want you guys to take this round for everything that it has. You know, Kelly was one of our winners. And Kelly, what I saw with you, and this is a shout out, is that, you know, you were consistent. And through your consistency, you had results. You had physical, you had mental, you had spiritual, and that matters. And what it was, the secret sauce was that you showed up every day. That is the proof that if you show up every day, you will have a result. You just will. You just will.
I'm prime example. I'm prime example of that. Absolutely.
Yep. And now we know what works. So now we keep going, because that's the journey. That's the magic. And that is where we have our results. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for hopping on. I'm going to download this call. I'm going to repost it and put it into our team page. But for now, you guys need to make sure you order your book. You need to go take your pictures and your measurements, go put it in that picture that I posted, that I showed you, and just get yourself ready for tomorrow and enjoy yourself today. Today is Self-Care Sunday. And I want you guys to know that, you know, some people, for me personally, I'll just tell you this right now, it's not going to be a great day for me. I'm putting my dog down today at 4:15. This is not a good day. This is not a good day for me. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm showing up, because I know that through this really hard day and what the emotion is charging through my body, even as I just said that, I have to be in here. I have to be in here, because even though it hurts and even though it sucks, I have to give her the full circle moment, and I have to be there for her, because she was there for me. And the reason why I got her is because after my dad died, and now I can take care of myself. I couldn't take care of myself then, and now I have to take care of her. So me being in here is helping me get through. That's what we do.
I'm with you, girl. I put my baby to sleep in December, so I understand completely.
Oh, I'm a wreck today. I've already cried 1,000 times.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But I love you.
I love you too, girl. So with you guys, I want you guys to go get your stuff done. Be proud of yourselves today. Self-care, self-love, set your intentions, and do hard things. Do hard things, because they're going to bring up the most best gifts that you can ever have possible. And I believe in you, and I am your #1 cheerleader. So if I'm going to show up every day, I want you all to show up every day, because it's not about perfection. It's about consistency and the gift that lies in that one word. All right, guys, have a fabulous Sunday. I love you all. I'm going to record this call, and I will convert it and put it into our team page. Bye, everybody.
Bye.